Well, that's the first. After 16 months of dieting and 86 pounds lost and no gains, I stepped on the scales this Sunday and I have put on 3 pounds. The old Jane would have gone into a complete and utter meltdown over that, and then not bothered all day on Sunday and said I'll start again Monday, and then probably Monday would have come and I wouldn't have started again. The new Jane knows exactly why this happened, and knows how to deal with it, and that's the difference. So yes, I know why it happened. I've had very little sleep, and we all know that sleep majorly affects our weight.
Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a healthcare professional, I'm simply just sharing my own experience.
You have to put right hydration, and that led to me comfort eating. I went basically for a couple of days, went back onto my old self and on that loop of eating for comfort when I knew I wasn't hungry but still eating anyway. And that is really scary to think that you can go back that quick. And I'm on a GLP-1, I'm on Mounjaro, and I still have those issues. It does make you really understand that actually obesity now, I'm so glad that it has been issued as the NHS now classifies obesity along with major global healthcare providers as a complex chronic disease, which means that it's complex in some are environmental, some are genetics, and some are to do with mental health, and that our appetite is not by our hormones. I often wonder, I do have depression, and I have had for about 30 years, and I do take medication for it. And prior to me taking antidepressants all those years ago, I actually didn't really have a weight problem. Well, I didn't have a weight problem. So I do wonder if it all ties in together. I did have triggers of self-doubt this week when I gained that 3 pound, and my mind did briefly go back to how it would have gone before. You can't do it, you're gonna fail, you've ruined everything. And then I sort of stepped back and thought, Jane, you have not ruined everything. You've had one bad week out of 16 months, regardless whether I'm on a GLP-1 or not. That happens, life happens, and everybody experiences their own reasons why they might have a bad week. It might not be down to what you've eaten. It might not be down to poor food. It might be down to that you've got hormonal, I mean, I don't have periods anymore, but if you're younger, it might be down to your periods. If you've eaten too much salt, if you're not hydrated, if it's so hot, the weather's been bad that we're retaining a lot of fluid. There could be 101 reasons why that we've gained weight, and it isn't always necessarily the fat that you've gained. I might not, very unlikely that I've gained 3 pounds of fat. I don't know how many calories I would have to eat to gain 3 pounds of fat, but I know it's a lot, and I know that in my heart I haven't overeaten that amount of calories. But it has been scary to think that I did go back to food as my coping mechanism for a couple of days. But this time I could stop after a couple of days, take a breath, take a pause, and look at myself and look positively to the future again, and know that I can do this, and that I have got all the tools to help me, and that I have learned a lot along the way, and that I will succeed this time. And that really is what's the most important to me. So I ended up allowing myself those couple of days, and then I have drawn a line on it and straight back, being not on a diet, because I don't want to say that I'm on a continual diet, because I think for me that obesity is going to be something that I have to live with for a lot of years. I think this has proved that as well to me. But just being more mindful around food and what I eat and how I conduct myself. 15 months ago, the old Jane would have completely and utterly thrown the towel in, and 16 months later I am absolutely not throwing the towel in. I'm drawing a line and moving forward. If any of you out there have had the same experience, I'm sure you all have, I think it's really important that we all know that we're not the only ones that are going through it, and sometimes our hormones change, our eating habits are wrong, we have a holiday, we feel low, or we're just human and it happens to us. And I think it's really important that out there we all know that we're not alone and that we may all have those experiences. So if you want to comment below or just put a love heart to let me know that I'm not on my own, or you guys might want me to give you a little love heart back so that I know you know you're not on your own, that'll be great. I will sign off now and have a good positive week this week. I'm back on track and I will see you all on Thursday for my next update. Bye guys, bye.